Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with the second half of the origin scenes for the episodes we saw of The Legend of Vox Machina. I'm starting to realize I think they're all from episode 3. The Briarwoods are a part of everything so far, so all of it's got to be episode 3. I think that's because people said the live streams didn't have the first 2 episodes, so that would make sense that they would only have episode 3 stuff in what we're seeing here. And I feel like people said that wasn't even tapped into until episode 20 of campaign 1. So I couldn't tell when I was filming the first half, but I should have finished Vex's story, I guess. It's another 3 minutes long, but I was realizing if I keep going that far in, then it taps into like the next half. So I didn't know where to break it up, but that seemed like a good place. There's about another 3 minutes left in Vex's saving of her brother. She rolled 2 natural 20s. I believe, according to them, it said you get double damage plus whatever her modifiers are. So she is saving her brother. I am to assume, I did say this at the end of the last video, that I assume this is when the Briarwoods made their escape, because that's how the episode 3 ended. If that is the case, then it should lead into what happened with Percy, with the Briarwoods helper guy. What do you call him? A baggage dude, I guess. That got violent and crazy. I am very curious to see if that is one of the scenes we deal with, and if so, how that all goes down. But I'm enjoying these very much. If you want to see a different look on things, but also how it all occurred, like how the rolling and how the decision making all happened. It could have went totally different if the rolls were different. The last we saw, Vex was rolling 20s, saving Vax. Vax was falling into like a sleep, I guess. I don't know. He was bit by what I believe are vampires. I do talk to people in the comments, and one of them is a vampire and one is not. I'm assuming Silas is the vampire. One of them is a vampire, so I think it's him. One of them is, one isn't. There is a scene where they walk by a mirror. When I was editing, I revisited that, and I'm like, So let's just jump in. We'll talk more after. You guys want to see more of what I do, full on edited reactions, all the shows on the channel, seasons ahead, what you're seeing, and hundreds of exclusives you'll only see there. Patreon link at the end. If not, here we go, guys. This is the second half to the origin scenes for The Legend of Vox Machina.
It's real.
Moment to happen. All right, go ahead.
They're massaging Marissa for some reason.
She loves me. She really loves me.
This is against Lady Briar. Nice. Follow up on that.
This is yes, of course.
All right, go for it.
17 times 2 is 34.
Hunter's mark.
Plus his hunter's mark damage, which is another fucking 6.
Jesus. My God, sometimes they get loud, dude.
You take 66 points of necrotic damage.
Oh.
As a sickly beam of black energy just streaks out from her finger, plows into your torso, and you feel as if your soul is temporarily pulled from a portion of your body. For a second there, your eyes glance past the threshold of death.
That kind of happened with Pike.
Back in.
Did it happen to Vex in the show? I can't remember. I don't think it did.
Cold
I have to rewatch the ending.
through the rest of your body, and all of a sudden the temperature outside, which was already pretty chilly, now feels freezing cold. So, who wants to do?
I'm going first.
All right, what you got?
Fucking shit. I'll use my bonus action first to cast Healing Word on Vax.
Okay.
Oh, that Vax. Oh. Back a bit by vampires.
Does he have to sing to heal?
Pale and white. But yeah, don't worry. He's around the corner. Let's go.
I love how Matt's just like, no, this is exactly what you have to be doing right now. To sing songs.
Consciousness comes to you, breath comes
Captions,
to your chest,
I
you can feel
always
the
forget
cold, wet
captions.
grass against the left side of your face. Your vision begins to clarify for a second, and you kind of look up over. You can see immediately to the right of you both Lord and Lady Briarwood standing over you, kind of looking down with one half of their gaze, the other paying attention to this.
They're looking at me.
They're kind of looking down at you and kind of glancing at this slowly encroaching circle of assailants.
And I sing to Lady Delilah.
Oh, God.
Hey there, Delilah. Won't you listen to me? Because I'm about to cast a spell on you. Ooh. Oh! Okay, so I'm gonna.
Hey there, Delilah. Who sings that song?
Okay.
What's it like in New York City?
I'm suggesting that she has an unquenchable urge to make out with her husband.
All right. You'd see she kind of glances up for a second at you, and like the presence of the actual shouting and the suggestion kind of coming through, echoing through the glass and out the other broken window. She kind of looks up, and you see parts of the shards of the glass are actually kind of shaking from your singing sound. The kind of harmonic resonance of the glass kind of catching your
The glass is almost dancing for Scanlan.
You gather that probably all given points of time, she probably enjoys being close to her husband, but not overcome with an uncontrollable urge.
She has a headache.
All right, first shot.
Against who?
Silas!
Yes.
Oh, here's the Percy part.
Goosebumps from that.
30 to hit.
Yeah.
30 to hit.
Rock his shit.
It's about to feel so
Finally.
good.
So Percy runs in,
Turn on.
fires
Decleat
a
this
30.
motherfucker.
You just get my.
Oh,
These are
30
the
to
worst
hit.
people we've ever faced.
So he
I
gets
hate
to
them.
roll. Is
I
this
hate
where he
them
hits the
so
one?
much.
So that's the first shot. So as you, the shot echoing out across the night sky of Iman, Lord Briarwood, who is currently kind of staring down at you, is coming to consciousness, and you can see under his breath, he says, "Oh, there's no way out tonight, friend." And kind of begins to lean forward before the back of his shoulder is racked by a sudden impact. You see cloth material just spatter out with some sort of dark crimson. And, looks over his shoulder with anger, and you can
This
see a
happened.
point glistening across the moonlight.
I feel like this happened in the show.
His mouth. As it looks over.
Is he looking at me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm taking another aim shot at his face.
Okay, so use your second attack to reload.
As
Third
he's
shot,
reloading,
aim shot at the face while he was turning around.
as he reloaded weakly behind him, I go, "Hi, Percy."
That's 24 to hit.
24 to hit.
Will hit.
But now what is the roll?
That's
Oh,
that's 28 points of damage, and he has disadvantage on all attacks for this round.
yes!
So, as he turns around and glares at you, there's like a moment of clarity, and you can feel that familiar stare, that horrible glare, and the cowardice in you fights the moment of tension that you've been waiting for this sequence. As you load the weapon, he says it loudly enough for you to hear, but this voice now, you see Lord Byron says, "Would you look at that, dear? The pup yet lives."
Now they have no
Flesh is
clue,
floating, You
right?
see the bone beneath.
Where this is going.
That's
No mercy, Percy.
With that, Vex.
Okay, so
Yeah, because they have no clue where this is going.
possible. Click my boots of haste. Get up. Use disengage again, and then run like a motherfucker. Straight
Yeah, you can
towards.
probably do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
That's
Do
what
it.
I want to do.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
This is my sister, and as I run past, I share a very awkward glance with Keyleth. And keep going and just run and lock eyes with my sister and run at her.
Okay.
Okay,
There you go.
there you go.
There you go.
Oh, good. I'm glad I'm tip of the spear now.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Convention door.
The top is Vex.
Kill some people, heal yourself.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I'm going to take a healing potion. A superior, which is what?
15 would not hit.
A
Okay,
what?
then I'm going to try it again.
A soupy wheel? That's what they called
Hit
it.
her again, just because you're safe now,
So,
buddy.
as she stands there, kind of grinning, looking over this. They're both still amused by this whole circumstance. There isn't really a glimmer of fear in this. As the first arrow comes by, she kind of
Yeah, they were just kind of like
dodges a
casually
little bit. The second one
beating
comes towards
people
her,
up
and
for fun.
Lord Briarwood kind of flicks it up from in front of her and kind of gives you a look of like, "Don't you dare touch my woman."
Then I will inspire Keyleth. Yeah.
Oh, my-
Can you feel the blood tonight?
That's it. That's all I got.
I love it. So he just constantly sings songs that are real, but puts a little
Right?
Yeah.
swing on it.
Percy.
Percy!
I'm going to take a standard walking speed, 30 feet straight ahead, swinging bad news back onto my back, pull the pepper box. Silas!
The first shot off the shoulder. The second one hits the same point where the bad news hit the arm, blasting off another.
So Percy is doing some
This
serious.
time you can actually see the shadows tend to coalesce around him, and the shot just misses through the darkness and reforms into the physical form of Silas.
So he's
As you're
a tough
finishing your
cookie,
turn,
to put it in
that
grandma
you can
words.
see Silas's flesh is reforming and healing rapidly from the damage he's taken. Actual tendons are forming back up from the blast damage he's taken, kind of looking at you with this slight grin.
18.
18, all right. You feel like the actual wound from the blade is attempting to draw some force from your body, but you just flex and kind of whatever arcane enchantment is resisted. Turns around for a second swipe.
That's right. So he had the sword that would absorb the
There's some
blood,
enchantment that's trying to pull from the wounds as it
and it
does
was sucking it in, like literally drawing it in from a
a
distance.
little bit. You get an attack of opportunity.
I do?
Yes, you do. With the hammer.
Yes.
All right. That ends his turn.
Then I'm gonna shoot my holy arrow through my blazing bowstring one more time.
Okay, go for it.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on!
I'm trying to remember what actually happened and stuff based on what they're describing.
Hold on. 28.
28 does hit.
28.
So as the arrow impacts, he kind of puts up his cloak to kind of guard it in time. As it goes through the cloak, you hear this in pain as the arrow bursts, and as the cloak comes back, you can see this kind of burning sensation across the front of Lord Briarwood. Where the flesh was healing and sewing itself up, that has been halted immediately by the impact of the holy water, which is beginning to pockmark and burn his flesh.
Awesome. Awesome. Then
That's definitely a
I'm gonna
positive.
hit him again.
Second one shatters, and you can see now, like, part of the jaw is kind of hurt and wounded. There's kind of this wild kind of frenzy to his face, as you can see. Lord
I feel
Briarwood
like this
started
is
with the
much
dragon.
more damage they did than they did in the
It's
show.
time that we make our leave.
Make our leave?
She
They're gonna
casts
bamf. They're gonna bamf.
Cast Dimension Door. Both of them
Oh shit.
out of visible range.
Wait. I turned to Vex. Vex, does your hunter mark tell you where they went? They just disappeared. Where'd
They
they go?
fucking disappeared?
Yeah, where'd they go? Where'd they go?
Dimension doored out.
I do have Hunter's Mark on him.
On him, yes. You sense that they are not that far from you. They're around the corner where you guys came from.
I can teleport us there if we
They're
want
right
to walk
there.
through a tree.
Do we want to keep fighting them?
He's
or do
ragged.
Yes,
Go,
we
go.
do.
We've
Okay,
got
yeah,
to get
let's
him.
do
We've got to
it.
get him now.
Percy.
Lead the way, Percival.
Do we? I mean, honestly, this is like when you level up and
I
you
can
get
print
more
teleport through a tree,
restructuring going on.
right?
It's okay. We'll just run.
They're right there.
As you guys rush around the corner, you can
It's a
see
big
on the
castle.
very edge of the cobblestone walkway, the carriage that they came in is now gaining speed and heading down.
Right now, I'm going to try and take out a
Take on a wheel. Take on a wheel.
Go for it.
Down close.
Car
to me, 'cause
chase.
you're really
Come
loud.
on, Percy.
Close the gates!
They're all no good.
27.
Nice.
7
Come on,
hits.
come on.
Go ahead and roll damage on the wheel.
It's not prone.
The wheel splinters and is now coasting on the ground. The young gentleman who's currently on the top is looking over his shoulder, trying desperately to.
That's
usher
the
it away.
baggage
And then I cast
dude.
it again.
So you cast the Sea Storm again?
Yeah.
What's the range on it?
150 feet.
150 feet. Poof, the sleet storm lands down. The cobblestone becomes sleek. The carriage begins kind of rocking back and forth.
Rupture.
That is a 2. All right.
Nice call.
At this point, the carriage slams onto the side of the ground and skids
Oh, see, this is way
to a
different.
halt.
Or
in the
was-
middle of the ice. The sleet's still spackling down as you guys all have like turned the corner now as you approach. The gates have closed as the guards have slammed it, listening to Grog on the far side.
This is different because Vox Machina got
The door
arrested and the
kind of pops
Briarwoods got
open.
away.
You can see now Lord Briarwood stands up and he's trying to compose himself, kind of ruffles himself angrily, looking at his kind of his damaged circumstance. Lady Briarwood's kind of against her shoulder, and she kind of goes, "At the very least, I think you should come visit us sometime, Percy. You're always welcome back home."
That part,
She wraps
something
her
along
arms
those
around
lines
him,
was said.
and she whispers in his ear, "Shh, it's all right." And they both vanish in a swirl of arcane energy.
Definitely different the way they exited.
You walk over to the carriage driver, who is currently on the ground. This young man who's horribly hurt. Part of his torso is burned, and he's like,
Don't look
Even
slow.
worse than the show. That's worse than the show.
"Please, please spare my life, please. I'm just. What do you want from me?"
What do you know?
About what?
I shoot him in the right hand.
Oh my
Easy enough hit. He's prone before.
God! So
3 of his
so
fingers are blown.
Jaffe, is that his
What he-
character's like thing?
Shaking it.
I thought he must have lost and had to do that.
You're from Whitestone, yes?
You don't know what it's like. I have no choice.
Well, you do now. I'll reload again and put it on his left hand.
Please don't.
Is he normally this savage? Is that
Yeah, but
part
you
of
can
something?
step out from the edge of the window and make your way with the rest of the crowd, and watching this display on the front.
Frederick DeRollo.
Yes,
Where is he?
he's gone. He's gone, sir. I'm sorry.
Lady Johanna.
They're all gone. So they all.
Julius DeRollo.
No.
Vesper
Listen to
DeRollo.
the music.
Whitney DeRollo. Ludwig DeRollo. Oliver DeRollo.
Your family's gone, sir. They were taken. They were killed. I'm sorry.
You will tell us everything you've seen.
They'll find me, sir. They'll kill me.
No, they won't. Because I will kill you first. Tell me what you've seen.
Is there a background with this guy? Because I feel like this
That
is
we're gonna break.
horribly break. I feel like that's so horribly violent for just a carriage driver. That's crazy to me. I'll talk at the end more, but there's still more left.
Hopefully you won't turn into a vampire soon. You did get bit. Stuck
Yeah, he was bit. So what's that all about? Your soul forfeit. All right, we're going to read this real quick. Your soul is forfeit moment happened much later, or a little later.
Having a bad day. The broker was not prepared for Vox Machina.
Okay. Before I start to do anything, I'm going to look at him, look him in the eye. Let's see. What is wrong with you? Don't you see there's nothing here for you? Run away before you die. There is no option. And I'm just going to start unloading. Natural 20.
Damn, son!
Pepper box.
I feel like he gets the most like aggressive right off the bat, serious. Like Grog's aggressive but jokey aggressive.
That's 16 points of damage.
All right.
Blowing an action surge and firing 3 more times.
3 more.
That's
Fair.
25.
Loudest person in the head.
That's 10 points of damage plus 4 points of fire damage.
Mess with the bully, get the horns.
And a sharpshooter shot. That's 22.
So this is gonna lead up to the your soul is forfeit thing,
21 points
obviously.
of damage. Another sharpshooter shot with ice fire. And finally I get the breakdown on that one. I actually have the gun jam.
Misfire?
And I put it away.
So
I'm out of.
There's the gun
I don't
jam.
have any more actions.
that's okay. First and foremost, how do you want to do this?
See the nostril? Nostril.
How do you want to do this? Because someone died, hence you got to change the attack.
Okay, I'm gonna do something weird here, and I'm gonna hold you on to this. I'm gonna get a little weird, and I'm just taking straight chest shots, and I'm just firing chest shots, and I'm just making a hole the size of a baseball in his chest. And as it happens, as I keep unloading, the gun still breaks, and I'm still pulling the trigger.
Like an unloaded gun. Like,
You fool! Your soul is forfeit. Die! Die! I'm gonna look at the other two, and start pulling out my bigger gun.
Oh shit.
Make an intimidation check with
And
advantage.
putting on the fucking mask.
with a D6
and he puts on the mask. What's the mask? Don't tell me.
He's putting the mask on.
With a D6 inspiration.
And advantage. With
Oh,
advantage. And a d6.
Oh, this is
Yeah, take that one.
embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing.
17.
Wait,
intimidation 17? 19.
Where's the pool?
Okay.
So, mask, gun, fuck it.
Like standing there, smoking giant hole, center of tombstone style, in the center of the chest. Or no, there would be no dripping, except for the cauterization of the heat rounds that exploded in his chest. It is just a blackened, cinderous tube.
Definitely
where once there was a chest cavity. The
An
broken
aggressive take on things for Mr. Jaffe.
It just falls onto his back with this smoldering spiral of black smoke pouring forth from the chest wound on the ground. As you stare at the other two, kind of screaming that out, you can see the old woman who's still on the ground.
Oh, what? Oh.
One of her arms.
Oh, that was it. So that's it, guys. Day Art said at the end there that they might do this for the episodes each week. They're not sure yet. I guess it'll depend on how many people view it. And in all honesty, guys, this video, when I did this video, had over 80,000 views already, somewhere around there. For somebody who doesn't put a whole lot of videos out and just randomly threw something like this up, that is a hell of a lot of views. So I'm assuming based off of that alone and the passion they clearly have for the project itself, I'm assuming there'll be more origin scenes to come in the next couple weeks. So we'll react to those. But as far as this goes, it was basically half of the Percy scene and the rest of what happened with Vax and Vex and that whole incident where he got bit after the fact. So there is a lot more with the Briarwoods in the actual show. The Briarwoods basically do what they said Delilah did, that she shoots some kind of evil finger type thing out that appears to go through Pike. I'm pretty sure whatever they said happened with Vex in this happens to Pike, because there was a scene where the Delilah finger move or whatever the evil thing was shot through her and shot her up in the air, and it stabbed Everlight. I keep calling it Everlast. I am familiar. You guys told me in the comments it's Everlight, not Everlast. So Everlight gets destroyed. I think that's the scene that's happening. I have to go back and rewatch it. Now that I know exactly how it unraveled in the campaign, I'm curious to go back and see how it all accounted for, because people were saying in the comments how every single thing you're seeing during the battle was based off a roll, pretty much. I mean, there were certain things I'm sure that were changed or manipulated for the ease and convenience of the show, just summing everything up, but a lot of that, or if not all of it, has to do with the way the roll of the dice went. They were making it seem like Vax had a good chance of dying, or at least being out of commission for a while, but then Vex ran in, rolled a bunch of 20s. She pretty much saved the day, but then Percy came rolling in and he was firing a bunch of shots. It said they actually knocked one of the wheels of the cart off, flipped the cart, their carriage guy falls off, and the Briarwoods just disappeared into the night, basically. They just disappeared into a flash of arcane smoke, I think he said. That was way different than the show. The show, they actually derailed the carriage man and then just took off with the cart, and they made it away without a problem. Then all that other stuff happened with Percy blowing the guy's hand off. Why is Percy so violent? Am I missing something? Is that just his character? Is he just a tortured soul because he grew up the way he did? We saw the flashback. His sister was murdered. His family was murdered. He was a child. I do know now that he was the kid, not the father of these kids. He was the kid. So I guess he grew up tortured and violent and aggressive. I was under the impression he was kind of the calm, cool, collective one. Or is it like a Jekyll and Hyde thing and he turns dark? I mean, I know the mask has something to do with it. It seems like when he put the mask on, he became like this dark soul. But he seemed like he was that before he put the mask on too, at least right here, because he was acting like that before he actually said, I'm putting the mask on now, and he's firing shots and everything. They did change that up too. The soul is forfeit thing happened right after the carriage guy got his hand blown off, and he did the whole thing in front of Uriel and all the people ran out, and then Vox Machina got arrested. They are doing things in a quicker manner because they kind of have to, and the way the episodes are coming out and everything is, I guess, just the way they got to do it. But it ended right there, so we're going to jump into the next video. You guys want to be way ahead, full unedited reactions of this and other shows I do, Patreon link in front of me. If you're seeing it on YouTube, we are seasons ahead on most of the shows and hundreds of exclusives you'll only see there. Check the link in front of me. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.